أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, we continue where we stopped on the Alqirā-atur-Rāshida من النجوم إلى الأرض part 2. We are continuing the second session of the part 2. We had read up to this point. So we read to فَقُلْتُ لَعَلَّ هَذَا عَصْرُ الْأُمَوِيِّينَ وَلَعَلِّي فِي نِهَايَةِ آخِرِ الْقَرْنِ الْأَوَّلِ. Okay, so we are continuing from ثُمَّ انْحَدَرْتُ إِلَى أَسْفَلِ. So he came down again. Okay, ثُمَّ انْحَدَرَ. Inhadara is to come down, to descend. Okay, inhidar, the masdar is what? Inhidar, to roll. Okay, he says ثُمَّ انحدرت إلى أسفل, and then I came down. Okay, to flow down, to decline. If you check the qamus in hadara, you find a lot of other synonyms for in hadara, to flow down. So normally when we say in hadara al-ma, the water fell, mostly for rain. Okay, ثم انحدرت إلى أسفل, and then I came down. فرأيت مدينة حديثة, and I saw a modern city. مدينة حديثة, a modern city, or a new city. Okay, because when we say something is hadith or haditha, it is latest or it is new. Okay, على ضفتي ضفة, the word is ضفتٌ. When we say ضفة, we mean the river bank, or the or we can give it to the beach. Okay, or the coast of the water. All those fit for diffa. Diffatun, bad, foul, tamarbuta. So diffatay is the two sides, that is diffataini of Dejla. So the two shores of Dejla. Dejla is the Tigris. Okay, Tigris, if you search on Tigris, you find a lot. It's a name of a river, or is it a sea? Tigris, Tigris. Okay, so on the side, on the shore of the Tigris, two shores of the Tigris, that is where this Medina is. It says فرأيت مدينة حديثة على ضفتي دجلة. Dejla is the name of the water, that is Tigris. ورأيت مدينة خليطا. خليطا بمعنى mixed up. Okay, mixed up, M-I-X-E-D, mixed up. Okay, so before he had told us that رأيت مدينة عربية in the previous one we read. Now he has come down again and he's seen مدينة خليطا, a city that is mixed up. How? He will explain. He says فيها سور عربية. Surun is the plural of surah. Okay, surah. فيها صور, عفوا, فيها صور عربية. There are Arabic pictures in there, Arabic images in there. وفيها صور عجمية, and there are also foreign pictures. Ajamiya, when we say Arab or Ajam, Arab and non-Arabs. So Ajamiya here means non-Arab. So there are also in there non-Arab images. And then he says, وَالنَّاسُ أَخْلَاطٌ, and people are also from diverse. People are diverse, and it mixes up from Arab race, the Turkish, every person is in there. وَالنَّاسُ أَخْلَاطٌ, and people are mixed up from diverse races. فِيهِمُ الْعَرَبِ, among them there is the Arab. وَفِيهِمُ الْفُرُسِ, and then there is the Persians. Al-Furus is the Persians. وَفِيهِمْ أَهْلُ الْهِنْدِ, the people of Hind, India. وكثير منهم الترك. And then there is also a lot of the Turkish, الترك, Turkish. And then there are also a lot of the Turkish people. Okay, it says ورأيت قصر الخليفة, and I saw the castle of the Khalifa, مثل قصور ملوك العجم. I saw the castle of the Khalifa like the castles of the non-Arabs, non-Arab kings, ملوك العجم, the non-Arab kings. It says يحرسه الترك. These castles are being guarded by the Turkish. يحرس, to protect, to guard, from harasa يحرس. Okay, the security himself is called what? Harisun. Harisun, that is the guard. يحرسه الترك. The Turkish are guarding it, are the ones guarding the castles. وكذلك قصور الوزراء والأمراء. Likewise, وكذلك, likewise, the castles of the ministers, وزراء, والأمراء, and the princes. Okay, the castles of the ministers and the princes. ورأيتهم يخرجون في مواكب ملوكية. ورأيتهم يخرجون في مواكب ملوكية في أبهة عظيمة. Okay, ورأيتهم يخرجون في مواكب ملوكية. مواكب بمعنى ممنوع من الصرف. في مواكب ملوكية في أبهة عظيمة. Okay, and I saw them coming out. يخرجون, they come out. في مواكب, مواكب is the plural of موكب, that is the convoy. Okay, the convoy, their convoy. مواكب ملوكية, the kingship kind of convoys. So you see them coming out of kingship convoys. في أبهة عظيمة. أبهة is the magnificence. Okay, that view of the kings, that view that you see around them. Okay, that is the Ubbaha, that is the magnificence, the ostentation, that is the word I'm looking for. You find them coming out in this grand scheme. That is what we call the Ubbaha, the magnificence or the ostentation. They fit perfectly. Great, you find them coming out in kinship convoys, in great magnificence. It says وَرَأَيْتُ بَعْضَ النَّاسِ يُرَبُّونَ الْحَمَامِ. وَرَأَيْتُ بَعْضَ النَّاسِ يُرَبُّونَ الْحَمَامِ. But normally you see يُرَبُّونَ الْحَمَامَ because it's the مفعول به. Okay, يُرَبُّونَ الْحَمَامَ يعني, and I saw some people rearing, يعني they raise doves, doves. Rabba, yurabbi, yurabbuna, they are rearing them. So you find people keeping a lot of doves, and they rear these doves for what they sell them. It says وَيَشْتَرُونَهُ بِأَثْمَانٍ غَالِيَةٍ, and they buy them with expensive prices. Athman is the plural of thaman, which is price. Ghaliya, expensive. They buy these doves with expensive prices. وَيَتَحَارَشُونَ بِالدُّيُوكِ وَالْكِلَابِ. Taharasha, this is the word. Taharasha. Taharasha means to fight one another. Okay, مثل تقاتل. Okay, but here they are not the ones fighting themselves. يَتَحَارَشُونَ بِالدُّيُوكِ وَالْكِلَابِ. الدُّيُوك is what? The cock. Or is that the hen? The male? I don't know why anytime this particular word keeps confusing me, whether the hen is the male or the cock is the male. Of course, it's the cock. So the duyuk, that is the plural of dikun. So yataharashuna biduyuk, they fight with the cocks, wal kilab, and dogs. They will bring them. This one will bring his cock. This one will bring his cock, or what they call the rooster. Then they will be fighting to choose the winner. And then the dogs also, this one will bring his dog, that one will bring his dog, and they will be competing. That is the way يتحارشون بالديوك والكلاب. He says ورأيت أنواع اللهو, and I saw types of play, اللهو, amusement, play, واللعب, and games. I saw types of amusement, اللهو, واللعب, and plays and games. فقلت, and I said, جاء هذا من كثرة الأموال. This has come due to كثرة الأموال, due to plentiness of money, due to the lot of money that they now have. They are now playing too much. واختلاط الأعاجم, and also mixing up with the foreigners. So when the Islamic State started to mingle with the foreigners, they started bringing up all this playing with cocks and dogs and having too much fun, that they picked it from external cultures. It wasn't the culture of the Arabs and the Muslims at first. Ajam is the plural of Ajam. Okay. It says وَرَأَيْتُ الْقُضَاةَ, and I saw the judges. Al-Qudat is the plural of Qadi. Okay. وَقَاضِ الْقُضَاةِ, Qadi al-Qudat, yani the head of the judges. قَدْ ازْدَحَمَ عَلَيْهِ الْمُتَظَالِمُونَ, a lot of people have gathered on him. Mutazalimun is two people that are having issues. Two people that are having issues. This one is saying this one has oppressed me. This one is saying this one has oppressed me. يعني كلاهما يتظالمون. هذا يدعي أن هذا ظلمه وهذا يدعي أن غيره ظلمه. فلذلك كلاهما نقول عليهم متظالمون. يعني هما متظالمون. Okay, ازدحم يعني to be crowded. So he saw the Qudat, the judges, and then the what do they even call it? The head of the judges. The head of the judges has I think the Chief Justice. That is the Chief Justice. Qadi al-Qudat is the Chief Justice. قد ازدحم عليه المتظالمون. People have gathered upon him with cases. وهو يقضي بينهم, and he judges among them. وقد تأخذ قضية أياما, and قضية, a case, a single case can take days, and it takes days to solve a single case. ورأيت السجون قد قصت أو قد قصت بالمجرمين, and I saw the prisons. السجون is the plural of سجن. I saw the prisons being filled up with criminals. Al-mujrimin, criminals. Gussat, and from the verb gassa. That's what we saw. Ghassan bil musallin. Ghassatun bil musallin, as we saw before. Okay, so if he saw the prisons being filled up with criminals, wal lusus, and thieves, was shuttar, and shuttar is the plural of shatirun, shin alif ta ra, and shatirun is a cunning person, somebody who is a scam. Okay, somebody who uses his smartness to scam. That is shuttar, the plural of shatir. Okay, so a person who is like that, who is cunning, we call the person shatir. Okay, it says وَرَأَيْتُ كَذَلِكَ مَسَاجِدَ مُزْدَحَمَةً بِالْمُصَلِّينَ, and I saw masajis, mosque, مُزْدَحَمَةً بِالْمُصَلِّينَ, filled up with congregation. وَمَدَارِسَ, and schools, غَاصَةً بِطَلَبَةِ عُلُومِ الدِّينِ, and the schools were filled up with students of knowledge of the deen, the religion. وَمَجَالِسَ الْوَعْظِ, and the gatherings of admonition. Al-wa'az, preaching. Yani wa'az bimana advice, nasiha. Okay, so he saw the majalis al-wa'az also amiratan bil musallin. So one thing that you notice that you find him using a lot of synonyms, and this is the style of writing, a very good style of writing. Now you read for instance, when you look at from He says, وَرَأَيْتُ كَذَلِكَ مَسَاجِدَ مُزْدَحَمَةً بِالْمُصَلِّينَ. That is one. وَمَدَارِسَ غَاصَّةً بِطَلَبَةِ عُلُومِ الدِّينِ. That is also one. It says, وَمَجَالِسَ الْوَعْظِ عَامِرَةً بِالْمُسْتَمِعِينَ. So you find the غَاصَّةً, مُزْدَحَمَةً, عَامِرَةً. All these are synonyms. This is a style of writing. We call it from among the uslub al-khitab. It is a way you keep repeating the same thing with synonyms, not the same words. You use the synonyms to repeat the same thing. By this way you teach people different ways to say the same thing. You teach words, a lot of vocabularies also, and also it makes your work not boring because you are not using the same expression. Okay, this is very helpful in uslub al-khitaba, or when you are writing speech. Very helpful to know synonyms of words. Jamil. Okay, and then it says that we have وَمَجَالِسَ الْوَعْظِ آمِرَةً بِالْمُسْتَمِعِينَ, and those sittings of admonitions are also filled up with listeners. People are there to listen. Okay, وَرَأَيْتُ النَّاسَ يَجُزُّونَ نَوَاصِيهِمْ وَيَخِرُّونَ مَغْشِيًا عَلَيْهِمْ. What happens? رَأَيْتُ النَّاسَ يَجُزُّونَ نَوَاصِيهِمْ. Now, جَزُّ nawasi is an expression. When we say jazza, to cut, nasiya is either the forehead or the hair that grows to the forehead. Okay, the hair that grows to the forehead, that is also called nasiya, and the forehead itself is also called nasiya. Now when we say jazun nawasi, of course you cannot cut your forehead. Cutting the hair that grows to the forehead, cutting it, that is the jazun nawasi. What is this expression? This is from the time of Sayyidina Umar. People who are ahlul zimma, when the Muslims conquer a place, the people who are under the authority of the Muslims, they are called Ahlul Zimma. There is an agreement between these people and the Muslims. The Muslims cannot take up their places of worship. The Muslims cannot use their power over their special places. They have to live in freedom. That is the Zimma. Now, they have that agreement to live peacefully. Now, the Ahlul Zimma, there should be a difference between one who is part of the Ahlul Zimma and the people, the Muslims of the time. It happens that if you are part of the Ahlul Zimma, they said that there was, when the hair grew to some extent, you need to cut it. They cut their hair to some extent that makes them different from the Muslim, so that they know this is part of the Ahlul Zimma and this is the Muslim. So when the person among the Ahlul Zimma is doing his thing, you know he has rights over you. Okay, that is the Jazun Nawasi. Okay, Yajuzuna Nawasihim. And that expression is an expression to show humility also. When they say you cut that hair that extends to your forehead, it is also a sign of humility. So that can also apply here. يَجُزُّونَ نَوَاصِيهِمْ بِمَعنَى they humble themselves. When they are listening to the wa'az, or they are at the schools studying, or they are at the masajid, they humble themselves. وَيَخِرُّونَ مَغْشِيًا عَلَيْهِمْ, and they collapse. When you say أُغْشِيَ عَلَيْهِ or أُغْمِيَ عَلَيْهِ, this is an expression in the Quran. خَرَّ itself means to go down, okay, to fall down. That is the kharra. Magshiyan alayhi, that is the collapsing. Okay, so I think it's, I don't know if is it the Quran. I wish, let me see if I think there is a verse or something. I wish I could find where this is, but then okay. Anyways, when we say magshiyan alayhi bimana, to collapse. So normally when they are listening to the wa'az, they are praying and stuff like that. Due to the iman in them, you find them collapsing, and they fall down collapsing. That is the same thing as أغمي عليه. Okay, مغشيا عليه أي أغمي عليه, the person has collapsed. Okay. وَيَتُوبُونَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرَاتِ, and they repent from things that is disliked. Munkarat, things that is disliked. Okay. وَيُسْلِمُ كَثِيرٌ مِّنْ أَهْلِ الذِّمَّةِ. These are the Ahl al-Dhimma we were talking about. And a lot of the people who were under the security of the Muslims, a lot of them accept Islam. يُسْلِمُ كَثِيرٌ مِّنْ أَهْلِ الذِّمَّةِ كُلَّ جُمْعَةٍ, every Friday. Says فَقُلْتُ, and I said, إِنَّ النَّاسَ لَمْ يَفْقِدُوا قُلُوبَهُمْ. Indeed, people have not lost their hearts. وَإِنَّ الدِّينَ, and that the religion, لَا يَزَالُ لَهُ سُلْطَانٌ عَلَى الْقَلْبِ وَالرُّوحِ, that the religion still has authority, sultan. The religion still has authority over the heart and the soul, al-qalb wal-ruh. So with what he saw, he realized that the religion still is having effect on people, and people still have the religion at heart. Okay. Says وَرَأَيْتُ كَذَلِكَ, and I saw again رِجَالًا مُنْقَطِعِينَ عَنِ الدُّنْيَا. I saw people who are cut off the world. Yani just like the what we call them the zuhad. أي الزاهد ينقطع عن الدنيا. يعني هو لا يحتاج الدنيا, يعيش كأن الدنيا لا شيء. Okay, رجالا منقطعين عن الدنيا. I saw men who are cut off the world. معرضين عن الملوك وجوائزهم وصلاتهم. وصلاتهم, here there is no vowels, you might read وصلاتهم. Okay, وصلاتهم, sila, صلاتهم. These people, معرضين is from أعرض. ومن أعرض عن ذكري فإن له معيشة ضنكا. أعرض, to go away from. Okay, أعرض, to go away from. So he says that these people who are cut off the world, yani they do not pay attention to, they eschew, that is the exact word, they eschew the kings. معرضين عن الملوك وجوائزهم وصلاتهم, they eschew or they shun away or they keep away from. أعرض, to stay away from, to eschew. معرضين عن الملوك وجوائزهم وصلاتهم, they keep away from the kings and then their rewards and their connections. You find the people who loved so much of the world, and they will be going to the kings, falling down for them, in seeking their rewards and also having connections with them. These people that he saw, they do not have that in them. يأتي إليهم الناس من خراسان. People used to come from them from Khorasan. Okay, Khorasan now will be somewhere the northern side of Afghanistan, away from Afghanistan, some place like that. Khorasan. Wal Hind. People used to come to them from Khorasan, India, Iran, ويستفيدون, and they benefit. ويأتيهم الدنيا راغمة, and the world used to come to them راغمة, yani under coercion, compelled. They don't pay attention to the world and its luxuries and all that, but the world itself comes to them. How? People would like to go to them, visit them, and give them things. People will be chasing after them because of how cut off they are with the world. They are linked up with their Lord and they don't have so much attention on the world. Okay. وَيَأْتِيهِمْ الْمُلُوكُ وَالْأُمَرَاءُ, and the kings and the princes, they come to them صَاغِرِينَ. Or you say صَاغِرًا, yani humbled. They come to them in humility. Okay. It says فَرَأَيْتُ دَوْلَةً دِينِيَّةً, and I saw a religious state. دولة دينية تزاحم الدولة المادية, competing with the worldly state. المادية بمعنى the world, the money and all these things. I saw a religious state competing with a worldly state. وتفوقها, and it passes it. The religious state overruns the worldly state, fil izzati, in terms of esteem, was sultan, and authority. Okay, he says, وَرَأَيْتُ أَكْبَرَ دَوْلَةٍ عَلَى وَجْهِ الْأَرْضِ, and I saw the largest state on the face of the earth, يَنْظُرُ مَلِكُهَا أَوْ الْخَلِيفَةُ, the king or the Khalifa of that state will be looking. As I said to you again, when you see a sentence in two arrows like this, it is a jumla i'tiradiyya. To really understand your sentence very well, you can read and pass it. So you say ينظر ملكها أو الخليفة إلى سحابة فيقول. Okay, so the king or the Khalifa will be looking at the clouds, Sahaba. He will be looking at the clouds, فيقول, and he will say, أمطري حيث شئت, rain wherever you want, فسيأتيني خراجك. So this is one of the interesting things. It shows how arrogant and powerful they felt. Okay, so someone of that era will be feeling like they have all the authority there is. Look at this. He says that وَرَأَيْتُ أَكْبَرَ دَوْلَةٍ. Okay, so the dawla then, that is the Dawlat al-Abbasiyya of the era. He will mention it right away. He saw the Dawla Abbasiyya. That is the Akbar Dawla ala wajh al-ard, the largest state on the face of the earth. Okay, Yanzur Malikuha or Khalifa is king or is Khalifa. Khalifa is the king of the era. He says, كما يقول الناس في تلك البلاد, as people in those cities or in those countries would say, إلى سحابة فيقول, the Khalifa or the king will look at the clouds and he will say, أمطري حيث شئت, rain wherever you want to. Okay, so you can rain wherever you want to. That's what he tells the cloud. فسيأتيني خراجك. Kharaju is what? Tax. 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 Okay, so rain wherever you want, but your tax will come to me. The kharaj is actually land tax. So wherever you rain and fall, the farmers will farm, produce whatever they will produce. The tax will come back to the castle, to me, the king or the Khalifa. That is how boastful they were and how they felt powerful. It says, فَقُلْتُ هذه بغداد عاصمة الدولة العباسية. This is Baghdad, the Abbasid state. This is Baghdad, the capital of the Abbasid state. وَلَعَلِّي فِي الْقَرْنِ الثَّالِثِ, and perhaps I am in the 3rd century. This is by way of this telling us history and how the era, every era looked like. He says, وَحَانَتْ مِنِّي الْتِفَاتَةٌ إلى خليج جبل الطارق. Okay, and حانت التفاتة مني. That is how you put it together. حانت التفاتة مني. يعني it happened that I had to turn. حان بمعنى is up, time is up. يعني it came that, it happened that. So حانت التفاتة مني يعني it happened that I had to turn. Okay, or it occurred that I turned to the Gulf of Jabal At-Tariq. Jabal Tariq, they call it the Gibraltar or something. If you search Jabal Tariq, you find the name Gibraltar also. So I turned to the Gulf of Mount Gibraltar. فرأيت على ضفته مدينة زاخرة الأمران. And I saw on its coast, ضفته, as we said, on its bank or on its side. ضفة can be the side. Okay, so I saw on his side Madinatan, a city. Zakhirat al-Umran. Al-Umran is the buildings. So when we say Zakhira, bimana copious, a lot. Zakhirat al-Umran, bimana this Medina has a lot of buildings. Okay, a lot of buildings. Shamikhat al-Bunyan, and it has lofty buildings. Al-Bunyan نفسه العمران, as I have indicated. So زاخرة العمران, شامخة البنيان, lofty buildings. ورأيت فيها قصورا متسقة, and I saw in there castles that are well arranged in order. Okay, when you say something is muttasiqa, bimana, it is in harmony, it is in order. The castles were built in such a manner that you don't find any disorder in their structures. Okay. وحدائق متناسبة, and gardens that are appropriate, fitting gardens. وشوارع مرصوفة. When we say شارع مرصوف, bimana, it has been paved, and streets that has been paved, they have pavements. It's one sign of development. I met one man that we were discussing something, and he said that one of the problems he finds with a country, I would not like to mention the country, is that when a country has streets and the streets do not have pavement, it's a sign of lack of development. Okay, there should be pavement where people will walk freely, bicycles will move, motor will move, every kind of movement should go comfortably. Okay, so there were shawari amarsufa, paved streets. وعيونا متدفقة. When we say something is يتدفق, it springs, it's gushing forth. Okay, يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب فلينظر الإنسان مما خلق من ماء دافق. خلق من ماء دافق. Man was created from a water that gushes forth. Okay, so uyun is the plural of ain. Uyun is the plural of ain, and ain is the source that a water springs from. Okay, when you see a water body, it has a source. That source is what is called the ain. So uyunan mutadaffiqa, and you find springs gushing forth. وجسورا منصوبة. منصوبة بمعنى مبنية, بمعنى built up. Jusur is the plural of jisrun, and jisrun is what? Bridge. And so there were bridges built or put up. ومساجد مزخرفة. The word مزخرفة is from zuhruf. Zuhruf is decoration. Okay, masajid that has been decorated, and decorated masajid, decorated mosque. Okay. ومدارس مشيدة. Now the word mushayyada and mansuba are the same meaning, yani built up. Okay, built up. Mushayyada bimana built up, and schools built up. فتذكرت ما قرأت في التاريخ عن مدينة قرطبة. So I remembered what I read in history about the city of Cordoba. Cordoba is Cordoba in Spain. وعرفت أن مساحتها 16 ميلا في الطول, and I knew that its distance, masaha, its field is 16 ميلا, 16 miles. في الطول, in terms of height, in terms of length, is 16 miles. Okay, that is the Cordoba. Its length is 16 miles. وستة أميال في الأرض. As I said, طول is the height or the length, and then ard is the breadth. So, and then 6 miles in breadth, 6 miles in terms of its breadth. Okay, it says وأن فيها 113,000 من القصور والمنازل, and that there are in there 113,000. So there are 100,013. So basically 113,000 castles, من القصور والمنازل, and houses. 113,000 castles and houses. و80,400 من الدكاكين, and also ثمانون is 80,000 and 400 stores. الدكاكين is the plural of دكان. و700 من المساجد and 700 mosque. و900 حمام and 900 washrooms. وأربعة آلاف و300 مخزن and 4,300 مخزن. مخزن is warehouse, where things are stored, whether a safe or a warehouse is called مخزن. وإحصاء المدينة يربو على مليون. يربو على means it extends over, it exceeds. So the إحصاء المدينة means the population of Medina. إحصاء means counting, but here it means تعداد السكان. بمعنى تعداد السكان عدد السكان المدينة يربو على مليون. The number of people in the Medina, they were more than a million. ورأيت في المدينة متنزهات فسيحة. Okay, متنزهات is same like حديقة. حديقة, that is garden. So the متنزهات is places where you have fun. Anywhere you go to have fun is متنزه. متنزه and the plural is متنزهات. فسيحة بمعنى واسعة, بمعنى wide. Okay, says وحدائق ذات بهجة وطرقا وشوارع مبلطة بالحجر. So وحدائق ذات بهجة, and gardens full of beauty. بهجة بمعنى beauty. Okay, وطرقا وشوارع مبلطة بالحجر. When we say something is مبلطة, بمعنى it is tiled. It is tiled. So the roads were tiled with stones بالحجر. Okay, وسرادقات منصوبة يأوي إليها الغرباء. This word is not strange. It's a word in the Quran. Let me see if I can quickly give you the verses where you find these words. You find Suradikuha. Okay, you find in Surah Al-Kahf, verse number 29. I think there is one. But A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim says, وَقُلِ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ نَارًا أَحَاطَ بِهِمْ سُرَادِقُهَا. That is one. You find the Suradikuha there. Okay, it is there, I think, in a number of I think in 2 places. Okay, basically Suradiq is tent or large canopies or pavilions. Okay, وَسُرَادِقَاتٍ mansuba, and canopies built up. يَأْوِي إِلَيْهَا الْغُرَبَاء, strangers seek refuge in there. They seek resort in the suradiqat that are built up, the tents and canopies that are built up. Ya'wi bimana from our, to seek refuge in. Okay, that is why we call ma'wa, a refugee camp is called ma'wa, a place where people seek refuge is called ma'wa. Okay, then also wal ba'atu, and sellers also seek refuge or seek resort in the suradiqat that are being put up, the canopies put up are around, so that if you are a stranger, you don't have anywhere, you can just go into one of them and have your good time. وَالسَّابِلَةُ فِي الْحَرِّ وَالشَّمْسِ. As-sabila, somebody who uses the road a lot, a passerby is a sabila. And a road itself that has been used a lot. So when you have a road that people pass on that road a lot, the road is also called a sabila. But here he's referring to those people who pass by. So let's say in Baghdad, people who are traveling and want to pass by, they will need help, and so they also take resort in the suradiq that has been put up. Okay, fil harri wa shamsi, yani people who are passing in the heat and the sun. Okay, wa ra'aytul aswaqa mashhunatan bil matajir. So this is another expression we will pick again. Mashhunatan is the same as muzdahimatan, is the same as ghassatan, is the same as amiratan, bimana filled up with. So waraitul aswaqa mashhunatan bil matajir. and I saw the markets filled up with shops. Matajir is shops. والسلع الغالية. السلع is the plural of sil'atun, which is goods, produce, product. Okay, an expensive product. The market was filled up with shops and expensive product. التي جلبت من بلاد بعيدة. جلبت is from jalaba. Jalaba is to bring. So التي جلبت, that is brought, من بلاد بعيدة, from far cities or far countries. Okay. ورأيت رباط للجوابين والتجار. Ribat here, ribatatin, رأيت ribatatin is the plural of ribat. Okay, ribat is also good for this sporadic that we just said. A place built for poor people to seek refuge in. That is one meaning. Ribat can also mean unions. Okay, unions. So in here, if you use unions, you say ribatatin lil jawabin. A jawabin is people who pass by a lot, just like the asabila. Okay, so al-jawab, somebody who pass, who use a place a bit. Ani jaba yajubu jawab. الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد in Surah Al-Fajr. Okay, الذين جابوا الصخر, yani they cross the place. So jawab is somebody who moves around a lot. Okay, wanderer if you want. So there are ribatat lil jawabin for the wanderers, or tujar and traders. You can say there are places for them to also seek resort in. It says وَرَأَيْتُ بِجَنْبِ مَدِينَةِ قُرْطُبَةَ, and I saw by the side of the city of Cordoba, مَدِينَةً صَغِيرَةً, a small city. مَا رَأَيْتُ أَجْمَلَ مِنْهَا عَلَى وَجْهِ الْأَرْضِ, I have not seen more beautiful than it on the face of the earth. فَقُلْتُ, and I said, لَعَلَّهَا مدينة الزهراء, perhaps is the مدينة الزهراء is a name of a city. المعروفة في التاريخ, that is known in history. The مدينة الزهراء is well known in history, a beautiful city. Okay, you can read about it more on Wikipedia. وأنا في القرن الرابع, and I am in the 4th century. القرن الرابع, 4th century. وهذه أيام ملك الأندلس, and these are the days of the king of Andalusia, that is Spain, Abdurrahman al-Nasir. His name was Abdurrahman al-Nasir. Or Ibnuhu, or his son, Al-Hakam al-Thani, that is how he's called. Here it came Hakam al-Thani, and I don't know if it's also accurate that way, but then Al-Hakam al-Thani, that is his name. I think it's Al-Malik al-Mustansar or something like that, his son. So he's saying that it's in the 4th century, and that is either the days of Abdurrahman al-Nasir, the king of Andalus, or his son, Al-Hakam al-Thani. Okay, with this we come to the end of this topic. Let's see if there is any min al-nujum ila al-ard. So we have min al-nujum ila al-ard part 3 to also look at, inshallah. Okay, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. The comment section is for you. Till we meet again, have a very good Arabic time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.